I'm not canceling again. Everyone will kill me.
Of course, you're not canceling. I just started the recording.
Oh fuck, I'm sorry.
Calling something short, however.
Okay then, episode 2 of Tension to Soul. The date is January 1st, 3:30 AU. Fuyuki,
Yeah?
you are on a Jovian shuttle along with some other new internationalists. Today's New Year's, so a lot of people are either hungover or celebrating right now. Lucky them.
I see.
And in the shuttle with you, everyone's going to your new home ship for the 20th Patrol IVA Regiment, as you know, part of larger IVA 2 Corps. And but there are four other pilots with you. Oh, sorry, three other pilots with you. Four in total. Um, you look around you, and most of them seem to be absorbed in their own doings and sort of killing the time. Fuyuki, what are you doing as you're trying to make the transit to your new mothership, the Benino Rosso?
Um, well, I guess here's a question for you. How accessible would books be? Or would I, because I forget in this setting, or do I have paper materials, or
Easily, very
would I?
easily. Jovians love that stuff.
Okay,
If you buy a
good
book
to
that
know.
doesn't, that means you don't have to buy anything electronic.
That's very good to know. Um, hmm. Yeah, then I think I'm probably reading something.
Oh, what are you reading?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now I have to think about that. Um, hmm. You know what? Uh, oh shit, would that have like come out in time? I don't know.
I don't even know what you're on
Okay.
about.
No, it's okay. I was thinking something to myself. Sorry about it. Old Faithful. You know what? Pulling from books that I have lying next to me in my bed. Let's be reading Moby Dick.
Classic. It's very much because the animators were too lazy to think of something contemporary. I can already feel it in my
Wow,
bones.
thanks.
It's like the
I
book of
see
all
how it
time.
is.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Volca, if Fuyuki was to look up from his book, what would he see?
He would see Hordon Hurst half asleep in their chair with some wired earphones leaning up to their ears.
Wired
Uh,
earphones? That's very
leading down into his pocket.
that's very opulent of you. What are you listening to?
His old wife's remix tapes that she had given to him before she had left the family ship.
The family ship.
Yes, Hortonhurst used to be part of a large crew family where all the crew members were married to each other. Uh, Horden went one way and the family went another, but they all gave him different items to remember them by.
I see. Where are you from, Horton? The Interstellar Volunteer Army draws people from all sorts of walks of life.
Uh, well, Horden's from New Austin out in the Belt.
I see. Long way from
Lived
home.
there, yes, lived there most of his life. And wasn't until he got picked up by that family crew that he had actually left his station for the first time.
Huh, how about that? Tired. You're sitting next to Horton Hurst. What would the camera see if it was to pan over to you?
You'd see Zoifiya sort of leaning against her her own bunk, a another novel in her own hand. The famous warning of a, a dystopian society, 1982. And in the book itself would be a magazine, which she had recently been given. She hadn't read the letter attached to the magazine yet, but she's sort of looking through it like, how would you say, in a very focused and almost stressed sense.
I see. Well, where is Zoifiya from?
Zoifiya is Zoifiya is from the Jovian Greek camps. Specifically, she's from the colony of Novi Nets, more famous for the Novi Nets conflict of 50 years prior.
Ah, a country girl from provincial old Jupiter.
If you were to call her that, she just might get in a fight with you. As even though she is from Novi Nets, she considers herself a native Jovian. She grew up as an Oppo, essentially an orphan, and finds a lot of patriotism in her culture.
Well, you speak Jovian, and you act like a Jovian, so they are Jovian. It doesn't matter if you're from the rings or from the camps.
Precisely.
Speaking of our other Jovian, Quix,
Hello.
what are you doing during this time, transiting to the Benino Rosso?
Already, Jozsua has been slammed with work, shuffling through sheaves of paper on personnel, on schedules, itineraries, berthing bills, watching and station bills, drill bills, watch bills, all of the multitudinous things that a detachment's deputy commander for politics has to take care of.
What entails being the debt pole of the ship for the old squadron?
He's the debt bowl of the detachment. Among other things, he is in charge of basically anything that is HR. So who sleeps where, who goes with what, who will be awake when, what needs to be done when, where's everyone going to sleep, how many times a day are people going to eat, and also a continuous trend. He's also the morale officer in charge of organizing events for the spiritual and political beatification of the volunteers. Also, goes without saying, maintaining the political reliability of the unit.
Well, in the IVA, there's a great deal of heterodoxy, but everyone here is a kind of socialist, and everyone gets along in comradely spirit of your common cause. I have a question, Jozsua.
Yes?
Where are you from? Why are you here?
So Jozsua, age 26, Jozsua ibn Yusuf. He is. You can't really get more Jovian. He was born on Bakergrad, in the Callisto Union Republic of the Jovian Union, and he attended the Kamali Military Youth School as a teen. Went to Vrams and is now 5 years into his commission as an officer of the RMMA, who has been seconded/volunteered into the International Volunteer Army.
Vrams? Question mark?
Oh, Vrams is the what's the V? Vamali? Don't remember what the V stands for. Revolutionary Academy of Military Sciences. It's the the prestige military academy of the Jovian Union.
I see.
He glimes over his papers, shuffling them, chewing on the end of a pencil, slowly analyzing, doing something he has done many times before and will do many times again, composing lists of people and assigning them jobs and tasks and scheduling events.
You have the 3 pilots of 2 Rafa. Your Rafa within the squadron right in front of you.
He spreads out the sheaves. Yeah.
And this is really the first time you've ever gotten in, because you just collected them from Urban Coal, a frontline colony on the war for Saturn.
He sort of gently shakes his head to himself. Can't believe Sleepy Jack's got an entire colony named after him. Realizing that after going through the sheaf that the lead pilots of 2 Rafa are right in front of him, he's like, "Oh, crap! I gotta go do some officer stuff." He unhitches himself from the seat and then floats over, to the person closest to him, who I suppose is Zoifiya. He extends his hat and he extends his hands. He says, "Comrade Miliband?"
Zoifiya sort of puts her book to her side, stands at attention. Comrade Captain.
Oh, we can dispense with the formalities. This is certainly not the RMMA. He extends his hand and says, "I'm Captain Ibn Yusuf. I'm the 2 Rafa commander."
Junior Lieutenant Miliband. I'm under your command. I apologize. I'm only used to the RMMA.
Yeah, this is definitely not that. Anyone who's done their 2 in the RMMA is gonna be well, I've been told that this is certainly a much more fluid experience, and so far, with my orientation, that certainly seems to be the case. I was just shuffling through all the paperwork, seeing all the constituent units, getting the Rafa set up, and I've been dual-hatted as the Dep-Pol for the detachment, since the squadron Dep-Pol got turned into a detachment commander for one of the escorts. And, I've been putting together the birthing bell, and I just actually was going through your file, and it's actually it looks like you and I are the only Jovians in the unit, in the outfit, in terms of pilots, that is. So I just Jovians keep together, but don't forget to get to meet everybody. The IVA. One of the nice things about it that everyone at the academy always said was that you get to work at the IVA, you get to meet like interesting and new people. So. Take advantage of that.
Captain, I'm surprised to see you at all, given we are, of course, on a belter. We are, of course, on a belter regiment.
Well, it's the IVA. There's
always going to be cracks, eh?
Well, how can I put this delicately? Have you ever in your science classes, do you ever see like some kind of experiment? I know there was a lot of kids at Kamali who were doing things like this, but they were like, how much sawdust can you add to a dessert until people start to notice? The IVA is kind of like that. It's like, well, how many Jovians can you throw into the IVA until it's no longer deniably not a Jovian military unit anymore? So that's the thing. There's Belter units, there's Cronian units, there's
Martians.
Anything but a Jovian. The Martian units, there's anything but a Jovian unit, but there's chock full of people like you and me. So
careful with that talk, Captain. We're civilians. Our time in the RMA is over, like you said.
Well, he gets a little nervous and like scratches the back of the neck. Well, Comrade Lieutenant, it's good to see you. I better go say hi to everyone else.
And you've been rather busy before you leave, or I suppose, looking at the cramped room where literally everyone is. Give yourself time to take in the sights. Saturn is beautiful this time of year.
Never been. Have you?
Not once in my life.
He smiles at Zoifiya. Well, I'll be sure to. I'm sure we'll get plenty of opportunities to do together. You're my wing woman, after all. With a comradely nod, Jozsua sort of lifts off from there, and is Fuyuki or Hordon closer?
Because Vincent is higher in the Discord, Fuyuki is closer.
Wow, good to know.
Wow.
I was gonna like accuse me of being high.
Yajua drifts.
You know, for the
Not bad.
Jovians, that's not a crime.
Well, it
Oh,
depends. Not in front of the debt poll.
Not on duty, it is.
Yajua drifts over to Fuyuki, and says, "Hi, Comrade Lieutenant. I'm Yajua bin Yusuf. The men call me Timebomb. I'll be I'm the Comrafa and the detachment debt poll. But you know how it is. He extends his hand with a big smile. He extends his hand for a handshake with Fuyuki.
Fuyuki, turns his book over to prop it up in his lap, extends his hand, and gives him a good handshake and a smile back, and is like, "Time bomb. Should I be worried about something?"
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Fuyuki, I want you to do something for me.
Yeah.
Well,
I would like you to roll me charm and performance.
Charm and performance. Okay. New stats. Let me remind myself what those are.
Also, would anyone like to roll me the narrative point D8 for today's episode, or would you like me to do it?
I do not have a D8 handy.
I have a D8. I hope you realize that my charm and performance is a 2. And 5 narrative points.
Got 5 narrative points then.
All right, good enough.
Good enough. All right, time to fail charm and performance. Damn, what a way to start out the game.
Fumbling.
Oof. Yeah, fumbling. I try to be nice. This is what I get. Okay. Now, how badly did I fail that? 6 degrees of badly.
I see.
Pretty
6
badly.
degrees of failure. Jozsua, when Fuyuki
Yes.
speaks, he has pretty heavy Cronian accent. He doesn't seem like a spacer.
As sort of implied by the name on the paperwork. He just sort of like, Cronian. I know that. And as he sort of reaches into his memory, trying to remember the Cronian lessons from Academy, and he's like, yeah, I shouldn't even try. He's like, oh, it's really good to meet you. I saw that you're in the paperwork. I was just sort of, I got faxed this stuff days ago, and I've got to have all the bills ready by the time we get to the ship. I thought that your call sign is 2D. What's the story?
He kind of like laughs a bit to himself, and he's like, "You ever hear of the Dare to Die Corps?"
He just sort of, his eyes go wide, and he like tries to maintain his smile, but his sort of like his face freezes for a little bit. He's like, yeah.
Well, I'm not exactly a member of the Dare to Die Corps, but my pilot sidearm is an axe, if that tells you anything.
You kind of aren't. He's like, oh, well, let's see. You aren't not. Can't say I'm super familiar with the Dare to Die. I've actually never left the Jovian Union before, but barely left Callisto actually. But it's certainly glad to meet you. I certainly hope you don't. Lots of daring, no dying. Not on my watch. Direct orders from your Comrafa.
Hey, you don't have to worry about me. I don't plan on dying anytime soon.
Oh,
Got a revolution to win, after all.
We have many revolutions to win, Comrade Lieutenant.
Indeed.
Yeah, you asked a time bomb. Yeah, so everyone always says that I'm just. It's something that the men used to give me. The mechanics used to call me back when I was a line pilot. That just I was so put together and so by the book and had such the the stereotypical Jovian officer pedigree. That's like they were all like, oh, one day he's gonna explode, and I've been not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Well, hopefully never, but that's the penalty of being the guy who's in charge of, among other things, discipline and infractions is uncharitable call signs. But, you know, as uncharitable call signs go, you could do a lot worse.
There's a look on Fuyuki's face that just, with the way that Yashua just explained all of that, the look on his face makes it very clear that he understands the call sign now. But he doesn't say anything rude about it, and he's like, yeah, you could definitely get worse.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, comrade. You stick together. You stay safe. When I have the relief and when I have the birthing bill posted, please check in soon so that I just can make sure that everyone's situated aboard the ship. I've got like 100 people who I've got to make sure all have beds, and I have no idea what we're gonna find when we get aboard Bienio Rosso. I'm sure the comrade skipper has done fine, but Xavier.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thanks for that, comrade.
Rather
And
be
then,
useful than just sitting around.
well, there's certainly a lot that's going to need to be done over the next few days before we ship out. So,
Aye.
thanks for that. After that, Jozsua sort of kicks backward and drifts over, no stranger to just floating about in microgravity, and introduces himself to Hordon.
Oh, hey, bud.
He sort of chuckles to himself at being called Bud. Good afternoon, Comrade Hurst. It's good to see you on here. I was just going through the paperwork, and it turns out that all my pilots are already aboard this shuttle. Ain't that a kick? Well,
Hordon spreads his hands out. I'm here.
well, yeah. Well, you're actually everyone else has got a bit more of an established profile, but it looks like the paper trail for you isn't super adequate. You know, we do respect privacy in the IVA. You know, it's part of the reason people join is to start a new life. You don't have to talk about your past, but you know, as someone who's in charge of morale, welfare, and recreation, you know, if there's anything I can provide for you, anything on that you need, don't hesitate to reach out. Either as I am your immediate commander and also the welfare and recreation guy, so we're going to become good friends either way, and I just want you to know that you can tell me as much or as little as you want about your life. He says as though it were nothing.
Okay. You just point me in the right direction, Captain, and I'll make sure that I go where I need to.
Please, it's the IVA. Just Comrade will be fine.
As you say,
Yeah.
Cap.
Jozsua is unable to conceal his winces. I'm gonna post the relief and birthing bill pretty soon. So when you see that, please check in as soon as possible. Make sure I haven't accidentally assigned your bunk to someone else. I've got 100 people to take care of. There's a whole lot going on right now. So good to meet you, Comrade Sergeant. We will be, I don't know, I'm sure we'll be docking soon. He sort of looks around to see how close we are to the Bienio Rosso.
Well, you seem busy. I don't want to keep you.
Well, that's the eternal penalty of a JO, so.
You hear
I'm
over,
sure I'll see you around.
The speaker. Prepare for pressurization.
Wait, depressurization?
Yeah, you're entering repressurization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm scared for a second.
You've got
Like, we're losing our atmosphere?
Help! Put
that
it back.
would be bad.
All right. So as he has the dozens of times before this, Jozsua sort of works his jaw and yawns, trying to pop his ears after the atmospheric fluctuations that happen when any ship's dock.
And after like a minute or so, you're allowed the shuttle you're on opens up and everyone piles on out. Onto the hangar floor of the Bienio Rosso. An actual pretty famous ship, all things considered, because it is the class leader of the Bienio Rosso class of heavy cruisers, which carry 10 Walker firms. They have 0 rivals in federal service, and they were one of the first heavy ships to have a beam shield built into it when it was designed.
How's the ship's shape?
Great. The Benigno Rosso is like one of the pride jewels of the RMMA and now the IVA. And plus, she's one tough bird. On the hangar floor, you'd see it's pretty busy, all things considered, on account of the fact, like, there's a crew of 300 or so just to operate the ship itself. And then there's an additional 100 to 180 for the Walker Frame Squadron to make sure, everything in aviation is working.
Not a small ship and quite near full.
Yep. Although any of you who have been used to military ship life, you've gotten used to rubbing your shoulders with your fellows.
Yeah, I'd say this is fairly standard for my experience, unless correct me if I'm wrong, but
And what is your experience?
Well, I think now that we're exiting the ship and Fuyuki is not, sitting in a chair anymore, it's become quite apparent to anybody around him that he's quite a small guy and he looks quite young. He is in fact 17. If anyone had read that on his papers. And however, he has seen combat before. And it left a bit of a mark on his psyche, so to speak. But it doesn't seem to be deterring him negatively in any sense. If anything, he looks kind of rejuvenated seeing this environment, sort of like something familiar.
It's quite like the Cronian Red Army, just better funded.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a big thing that he'd noticed, that this is a much more better funded operation.
Compared to the RMMA second line and Class A ships that Jozsua has been on, how does this compare?
It would be like a lower Class A. The really big thing is when you look on the floor is it's the older equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, it's well taken care of, like, last gens. And, like, you have, like, a lot of the nice new Zhivkovs that are well taken care of and, like, those things are great.
They are pretty good. Jozsua's never flown one, but he wants to very badly. He sort of casts around at to Rafa, the palace. He's like, all right, I'm going to go check in with the Dancing Queen and the Basha. Anyone want to come with me?
The Dancing Queen? Right, he's here, isn't he? Forgive me.
Yeah, I'll come. Hordon, I would like you to roll me a keen academics.
I got me a 10 compared to my 4.
So that's 6 failures?
Yep.
Hordon,
not bright.
Hey,
you
have
have
failure, buddy.
No idea who he's talking about and why Fuyuki suddenly got so excited.
Seems like I need to educate myself. I'll go along.
All right.
You're unfamiliar with Markovic.
You haven't heard of Markovic?
Wait, really?
I'm starting to think I should have.
Markovic, ex-RMMA, he's our comm squad. Yeah, the Dancing Queen. He's like the top scoring ace in the solar system.
Anybody
Do you
translate?
know
guy,
why they call him Dancing Queen? Well, you probably don't, considering
Really
you-
good at dancing.
Colin.
Does he like the club?
I mean-
no, it's much better than that.
Actually,
He's obsessed
there are
with disco.
rumors.
Well,
It's 'cause
I
he
reckon he might
blasts-
be. I guess we'll figure out.
I
Because
like
he
to
blasts
think
disco music over the airwaves when he goes to attack Union pilots.
I really, really like to think that you are all yelling at this at Hurst at the exact same time.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
we're on it. Yeah,
Calm.
that was the vibe.
Calm your horses. Let's just take me to him, and I'm sure that his greatness will wash over me.
She like
You
punches
better,
him in the rib. Or
better
like
watch over us all, inshallah.
trust me. In my opinion, he's like any other pilot. Though I've never met him myself either.
Then how would you know?
For a minute, yeah, as we walk over to introduce ourselves to the Basha and the Dancing Queen, the strangest sentence I've ever said in an RPG. Yozsua sort of leaves over his papers one more time and is like, Comrade Sergeant, do you not have a call sign?
Oh, I forgot to put that on there, didn't I?
Oh.
I like to think
retcon that line.
No, Hurst actually didn't.
Forgot.
No, roll with it.
Oh yeah, the character still says it. Yeah, Yozsua still says it. It's just a paperwork error on account of you're kind of legally not a person.
In character, out of character, because Hurst needs to know if his eyebrow needs to go up.
What, did you forget, Hurst?
Oh, no,
He's like, do you
person
not have a
part.
call sign? Like, he sort of goes over your character. I've been going over your paperwork. Do you not have a call sign? Your file doesn't seem to be complete, but
It's a little comical, but they won't stop calling me Little John.
like, from the book, Robin Hood.
Yep.
Who's they?
Well, my family crew. We were redistributors of wealth.
Oh, but Yozsua just sort of goes a voiceless. Oh. Well, it's gonna be cool to have a real life bandito on an IVA ship. You know,
Don't call
just
me
like the
that.
stories. Oh, you got it, comrade.
Shut down.
Yozsua like slightly blushes. He's like, "Oh, I already fucked it up."
Captain, our belters were civilians before they joined the IVA. Just like us.
Yozsua just sort of like smiles, trying not to get into it. Let's go find the Basha.
Sounds good.
You see, when you look around, Jozsua, you see a man who has colonel's marks on his collar tabs.
Yozsua sort of migrates over to him, gives him the raised fist salute, stands at attention, and says, Basha, Captain Yozsua ibn Yusuf, Com-Rafa of 2 Rafa, porting
in front
with
of
pilots.
You see this average-sized man. He looks very plain, if that makes any sense. There's nothing really physically out there about him. And this is Colonel Cabero, no first name. Says, he returns the salute, and then he offers his hands. Captain?
It's good to meet you. Has a Comrade Markovic on board? Has the Comrade Com Squad on board already?
That he has. Then he turns to the rest of you. My name is Cabero. I will be your com egg, as well as your com ship. Assuming, likewise. And everyone in the room can tell he has a pretty thick Belter accent. And he says, I assume if everything goes well, the only times I'll need to talk to you is to congratulate you. He gives you a quick look over. I know some of you are new to the IVA, but I do expect you to all get along with everyone else, yes?
Yes, Basha. Yes, Basha.
Yes, Basha.
Excellent.
Understood.
To answer your question, Captain, I don't know. I do know, however, his adjutant, Comrade Pilot Ala Antolin, is aboard. I don't know if he's embarked at this very moment, though.
All right. Well, we're gonna check into our berths, probably follow up with the ship that pull later, and we'll find Markovic at some point. Thanks, Basha.
He nods.
Will that be all?
That will be all, Captain.
We leave. I'm like, all right, everyone, go check out your berths. Let's make sure we're all in the right place. And then once we do that, we'll reconvene at, let's say, the warrants mess, and then we'll check in with the ship that pull, make sure that we're all formally registered aboard.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, let's see. Fuyuki.
Yes.
I'm just gonna pick on you first.
Wow, I'm being picked on a lot tonight, this evening, I see. Okay, let's go.
Well,
No,
if you would like, I can pick someone else.
it's alright. Let's go.
You arrive at Junior Officer Cabin 13. You check the piece of paper in front of you, telling you your orders on where to go. And in front of you is the door. What do?
Looks like this is the place. So I will open the door
It slides
and
open.
head on in.
Inside the room, you notice there's 2 bunks. This room seems to be partially occupied. Your roommate's already here.
All right, are they in the room with me, or do I just get a preview of their personality and nature via looking through their personal items?
On the corkboard, you see some photos already strewn up. If you were to take a quick glance of them, they look like they're pictures of Mars and some family photos.
Gotcha.
Then
All right.
your eyes draw to your right, and then you see a man sleeping in his bunk.
Do I get top bunk or bottom bunk?
Really good question.
Wait,
This is an important
the
question.
thing is, in zero gravity, it doesn't terribly matter, but
Kind of
It matters to
academic,
me.
yeah.
It matters to me.
bottom bunk. Sorry.
Damn.
Damn.
Well, fair and square, he beat me to it. So I will start setting up any of my throw my bag on the bed, start, taking my stuff out, taking stock of the room. If he's asleep, I'm not gonna just wake him up, but
I see. When you look around,
I assume I've probably never seen him before.
Nope. When you look around, you do see all the books that this guy has brought along are in English. That does only mean one thing.
What does that mean?
It's a Martian.
I see. Did we ever figure out if that was a language that I speak?
No, so I'm going to say you don't know how to read it. You just know it's English.
Okay. Well, seeing that he brought books, my first inclination would be to see if I recognize any of them, but if the titles are all in English, then I probably don't. And I'm hoping that...
What are your personal belongings?
What are my personal belongings? All right, so Fuyuki will open up his bag, and he has a few books of his own. They look like he's read through all of them like a couple of times. He also he's got a photograph, a couple of photographs actually. One of his mother and father, and I assume that the since they're members of the party, they would have some kind of like formal attire, or for attending meetings and such.
Okay. Okay.
Or I'm wrong. Um, I don't know. I was asking you. You would know this.
Suits are acceptable.
Okay, good to know. Um, so yeah, he's got some pictures of his mother and father. Um, he's got some pictures of he's got a picture of himself with some other they probably look other some other Walker frame pilots who also look quite young. Um, and there's sort of like a little flash of uh sadness in his expression when he glances over that one, but he's making himself at home, so he will pin them right up on the corkboard because this is his room too, damn it. And he sort of sets up his books alongside, and he also has a notebook. Looks about like halfway through that he's written in, but he keeps that one in his bag, and he will just kind of sit down on the bed. Well, zero gravity, so float himself over to lie down on the bed, put his hands behind his head, and just kind of chill out there for a second, take stock of the space. This is going to be his home for the next,
who knows how long.
Foreseeable future.
Yep. And he will, stare up at the ceiling and just kind of smile to himself because he knows what he's here to do. So it doesn't really matter who his roommate is, or hell, even if they can really understand each other. As long as he's able to do what he needs to do, he's in the right place.
Yeah, how are you feeling about being in the IVA? Because the IVA is very prestigious, all things considered. You might not be have the top of the line stuff that the Jovians can make, but they are trained into the same quality as an A-class division at the very tippy top of the scale.
Well, it's an honor. And I mean, he fought like hell to get here. So, sort of like I said, it doesn't really matter, trivial things like getting along with your roommate and getting to have the bunk preference you want don't really matter when you're in such a prestigious military order. And he his parents have probably said it a couple of times, but he does sincerely hope that they're proud of him, and he hopes that he can live up to whatever legacy they may have left. His parents were members of the National Liberation Front, so
Guerrillas.
Yep. A bit less of an organized military force than he's currently participating in, but part of him wishes for that kind of, you know, chaotic type of warfare, but most warfare does ultimately end up being quite chaotic when you get down to it. The best laid plans tend to dissolve in the face of actual combat. But he'll just have to keep his head on straight and ride out the storm.
I see.
It's worked so far.
Was there anything that drew you to Walker frame combat particularly?
Well, Fuyuki himself, and this is probably quite easy to notice just by looking at him, is quite small in stature, which, you know, might not be the best quality for a soldier, but is quite a beneficial quality for a pilot. And he's got quick reflexes. He again, like, able to keep a calm head in the face of disastrous situations, and a real passion to fight like hell regardless of what's thrown at him. However, being not the most physically strong member of his not, being not the strongest individual, he somewhat struggled a bit in,
Basic.
yeah. Um, but he definitely has, or at least he hopes, he thinks, so far he's come to believe that he has the intelligence, reflexes, skills in a cockpit to sort of make up for what he lacks in actual physical interaction. But damn it, if it comes down to it, his pilot sidearm is a battle axe, and he sure as hell is gonna crack some guy's skull open with it if he has to.
I see. Fuyuki, after a couple minutes, you hear the man on the top bunk shift, and then he gets out, and then you see him like put his arm up, put his other hand on his elbow, and start to crack his back. Stretching.
Fuyuki will look over the top of the bunk and just kind of like smile up at him and be like, "Have a good nap."
He looks down and says, "Oh." He looks around, going, "Yeah." He scratches the top of his head. And he says this in inner.
What'd you say?
He says this in inner spacer Creole.
Ah, okay.
You are.
Junior Lieutenant Fuyuki 2D Ryu. Nice to meet you.
He gets out.
I'm also your roommate.
He kneels down to be at eye level and offers a hand. Lieutenant O'Connell.
So, you a fellow Walker frame pilot, or?
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I see you two are a fan of literature. He gestures at the books. Can't exactly read English, though.
Don't worry about it. They're just dusty old textbooks.
I don't think so. I mean, I've got a few dusty old books of my own, so.
Well, so long as you get your enjoyment out of them. Then he shrugs his shoulder. So, kid,
Doesn't explain why you keep him around, though. But I guess that's enough psychoanalyzing for just first meeting you.
These youths get more intransient all the time. So, kid, why the IVA?
Why not the IVA? I mean, we're doing something. We're really doing something that matters. Isn't that important?
He nods at that. Good answer.
And Saturn is my home. And he does the gesture of balling one hand into a fist and kind of, pressing it into his open palm. And I'm going to fight for it.
He nods. Zoifiya.
Yes.
You arrive at your room. A door is in front of you.
She has a half-filled duffel bag. Decides, just looks around, gives a sigh and opens the door.
Inside is a completely empty berth. Or really a cabin, my bad.
Is it supposed to have roommates, or is it only one bed?
You double check your assignment. It says the other spot says vacant and pending Depot approval.
She just, pinches her at the bridge of her nose, and it's like, thank God.
Oh, don't do well with roommates?
She does not. She's lived her entire life with 20 other roommates.
20 other
She
roommates?
20 other roommates. Again, she grew up in Oppo. Sharing a room with 20 other children was perhaps the worst part about her childhood, if you were to ask her.
I see. But now you got this whole cabin to yourself.
For once in her life, she's glad, but the loneliness definitely is puts a thorn in her heart, but one she wouldn't recognize.
You know, you won't be too lonely. After all, they're bound, even if this is a war zone, they're bound to still have a lot of the same events that you're used to on, the weekly rotations. I'm sure they're going to do a board game night sooner or later.
She sort of throws her bag to the other side near the porthole, assuming there is one.
Nope, that's a structural weakness that doesn't really need to exist.
That makes her a little sad. During the RMMA, she always liked to go to see the outside, the open space. Though I suppose a wartime ship, though she supposes a wartime ship needs something, needs not for extremities.
It is a depressurization risk where there doesn't really need to be one, especially considering the fact that you sleep here.
In an empty room. She unloads her bag. She ties her holster to the bottom of her bed. She wants her sidearm always within arm's reach of herself as she sleeps.
How paranoid.
It's a safety measure. Hearing that she had a Dare to Die on board, she didn't want to say anything, but it was a gut feeling in her stomach. She doesn't take kindly to the Cronian tactics.
Why not?
It makes her nervous.
Oh, what about it makes her nervous?
Well, if the Colonials start doing it?
Doing what exactly?
Well, raiding the ship with axes and swords like it's medieval. It's barbaric, in her opinion. And she wakes up in a cold sweat sometimes, thinking of a colonial man taking a dagger in her heart. So she keeps the sidearm close to her bed.
Is there anything else in the bag you got?
Aside from basics like 2 changes of clothes, ammunition, crowbar or 2, she has 1 photo, 2 kids on Earth in a grassy field, smiling after they just got done playing swords. It's the only photo she has, and she pins it to her wall.
I see. Also, you do have a letter to read, right? Your old buddy?
That is true. It's what came with the magazine. She cannot know she cannot think of any reason for him to send her a explicit magazine, but she's curious. She sort of just puts herself in and opens the letter.
Compatriot, I apologize for the delay it took in this second letter. I will not lie and claim I was too busy to write. It was, in fact, the opposite. I have had too much time on my hands since arriving in country, and I struggled to find the words to properly respond to you. You've always had that effect, as one of my few real friends in this solar system. As always, your comments are insightful and blunt, all the subtlety of a jackhammer. You know I am only teasing you. Your words have eased my nerves. You're right. It is a statistical anomaly for us to encounter each other out here. So I will no longer worry about it. The vote of confidence regarding my character is much appreciated, and you should know that the feelings are mutual. I believe you represent some of the best aspects of the Jovian Union. If we both view one another in such a way, it gives some hope that we might see our societies and nations learn to coexist in an amicable manner. There is much we could teach one another. Now, to answer the question you directed at me, why do I fight? Indulge me as I give a reminder of history, my friend. The Sol Federation is the only state in history that has united as many warring peoples under one banner. It is only through the efforts of the Sol Federation and the people of the Sacred Union that we are even in space. I mourn the current state of it, but I love what it once represented, the unity of humanity among the stars. There is nothing we cannot accomplish when we all stand together in solidarity. I believe it can be that again. I believe the existence of these separatist movements represent a challenge that must be answered societally and politically. But I am not a politician. I am a soldier in a democracy, which means I answer to the people, as you do. Until the people grow sick of these wars and conflicts, nothing will change. I believe in my people. I believe in their capacity to learn, grow, and change. I can only pray to God that the lesson will be learned soon, so that we might all sing the same songs and drink to the common future of humanity once more. You may scoff and tell me that the genie has long since fled the bottle, but there have been many such periods of disunity in our history before. After all, the United Nations of Earth was originally founded as a forum for cooperation and collaboration between sovereign states. There is nothing that truly stops the entities of the Periphery Alliance and the Sol Federation from joining hands under a new flag. Perhaps our descendants might one day see the flag of some league of solar polities be raised among the stars. Perhaps the Sol Federation will reunite space instead. Or perhaps your Jovian Union will assume the mantle for humanity. I am a historian, not a seer. But enough of politics. I wanted you to know that I saw the elephant. My first taste of combat was uneventful, and I am unharmed. I have since been brevet promoted to major. Should this promotion be confirmed, I will be the youngest major in the history of the Sol Federation. So I suppose in a way I am already rewarding your confidence, no? Was it not you who joked that I would have made a fine knight in William or Charlemagne's time? It appears I have my own knightly band now. Finally, your gift. I remember how interested you are in the fashions of old Earth, so I found one for you. I suspect the content will be to your tastes. I hope you will find it inspirational for future outfits. You may wish to only read it in private space, however, as it is a rather European magazine, as we say on Earth. I have not had a chance to indulge in the alcohol you sent yet, for rest assured I will inform you as soon as I have. With sincerity and affection, Blue Major.
Zoifiya takes like a breath in, a breath out, and does her best to toss the letter. Though, due to the nature of this still being in zero gravity in the port, it's rather futile.
It just sort of floats over to the wall.
What good is a people who fight? What good is a people who vote on pointless wars? The naivety. She looks over to the best said scandalous magazine which she had been sent. A French woman in,
What was it? A trench coat, and that's it.
and fluffy dresses, which she can only imagine, which she is surprised cover as much as they do. She, like, again, just pinching bridge of her nose. I'll have a lot to say in my next letter, then. Just trying to calm herself. The contents of the letter, though sincere, riled her up. She's a very easy to anger person, and any time they discuss politics, it's a struggle, to say the least.
Surely you're not going to let that destroy your friendship, right?
Of course not. If she were to let politics get in the way of her friendship, she'd have no friends. Well, she only has one friend.
Yeah, but
Let's not think about that anymore.
That is a correct statement, though. You would have no friends.
Precisely. Exactly. it picks the letter up, stashes it in her back into the back into the sack, and sort of just looks at where the porthole would be on any civilian ship, but instead just finds a blank wall. And that's probably how she will remain for until she is called upon.
Jozsua,
Yo.
you get to your bunk. Cabin number 12.
As the person who drew up the birthing bill, I of course know exactly the name of the and nothing else. The person who is behind the door, or that I will be eventually sharing him with.
You open the door and it's an empty room. No one's in right now. However, you do see at one of the desks, your roommate has already claimed a desk, and some of it's full of, basically plans. And if you were to walk over to one of them, you'd see it's the start of like a transcript for the ship's newspaper.
He sort of nods approvingly.
Apparently, the Polynic is a bit of an artist, as all the current events articles have a chibi character right next to it, making fun of the Federals.
Well, I approve of this.
Besides that, there's, some just sort of loose documentation. Nothing that's, like, sensitive, really. It's mostly, like, ideas on articles, some newspaper clippings from bigger newspapers.
Has my roommate taken the top or bottom bunk?
Bottom bunk.
What a nice guy. I throw my duff onto the top bunk and start removing my stuff. Sort of the first thing that comes out are, 3 flight suits, freeze dress, his service dress uniform with the distinctive RMMA insignia removed, his officer's shashka nicely, a few books, a copy of 7 Pillars of Wisdom, an autobiography of Jan Kolar, and a Quran. Yeah, it pulls out 2 family photographs, one that is very formal and composed of him, his parents, and his 2 sisters. And then a less formal picture.
I imagine that your sisters, and your parents are all wearing their uniforms.
Yes, we're in full dress in the family photo.
Can you tell me a little bit about your family?
Well, the Ibn Yusuf family is a little bit famous. The family is named after Yusuf ibn Ayyub, who is an ancestor of theirs who served with great distinction in the revolution. And so the name gets, passed on. We're all Ibn Yusuf or Bint Yusuf. His father is a colonel in the RMMA. His mom's retired. His father is a staff officer for some brigade, kind of unable to quite make it into the ranks of general. But everybody in his family for many, many, many generations, for all the way since the revolution, have been career officers in the RMMA. Jozsua is no different. Next to this composed family photo of everyone in full dress, officers, swords, and everything, he has a much less formal picture of him with his arms over his 2 sisters. He's the youngest of 3. All of them are in RMMA service dress, but they are all grinning big smiles and looking very informal because they were celebrating his academy graduation when that photo was taken.
I see. Do you have any other personal effects?
That's really it. Those 3 books, those clothes, a typewriter, and those 2 photographs. He doesn't have a lot of people he's very close to. He's mostly close to his sisters. He's, trying to keep a correspondence with his flight school friends, but, it's been a few years now.
Oh, actually, speaking on that typewriter, this is the first time you've been out of Jupiter, right?
Yes.
What do you think about all the computers you're seeing around? Like, there's so many of them. Like,
It's really fancy and kind of overwhelming. Being a Jovian, he's used to everything being analog. Everything that isn't analog is a pretty basic CRT with a mechanical interface. But over here, gosh, it just looks like the future over here on these ships. It's so different. He's used to things being printed out. He's used to the inputs of sensors being printed out on paper. Everything having a screen, everything having an easy interface. It's just, he'll have to adapt.
because of the embargoes, they do have to do things differently in the Union, so
Very differently.
you make it work.
We make it work.
Hurst,
We've made it work.
Howdy.
in front of you is a door. It's NCO Berth 22.
I give it a knock.
You hear a man yell in a pretty thick Ceres accent. Yeah?
I think this is my berth.
What the fuck are you waiting for out there then? Get the hell in.
Open the door and come in.
You see a guy get out from the middle bunk for this berth of 3. And, basically scrambles out to the floor. Is like, sup?
What's up? And I start scanning the room a little bit. Is the layout like a bed in the center and then 2 beds on the other walls?
In the walls, there are 3 beds. They are not very big.
Okay. Hurst will sling his bag into the bottom bunk, and then pull his backpack off and start unpacking it. Do we have a desk?
Yeah, there are 3 very, very small desks.
I pull out an unrecognizable piece of motor equipment and set it down on the table, and then start pulling an old VR set out of the backpack as well. Hey, will you do me a favor and put this up? And I start passing him sensors for the VR headset.
He looks down at the stuff. Where do you get this stuff?
I took it with me. I was kind of surprised they didn't check my bags when I came in, but I'm not going to complain.
I don't think they're worried about thieves, man.
You have a pretty thick accent. Where'd you say you were from?
I didn't say where I'm from yet.
We didn't even introduce ourselves, did we? I'm Hordon. Nice to meet you. And I stick out my big hand.
Matt Ventura Eastwood, United Miner.
Ah, I think we'll get along.
He looks over. If you were to look around, you would see a United Miner Combat Organization flag strewn up on one of the walls. He gets really close to you and starts looking in your eyes. So, Workers' Party? United Miner, are you a braff man?
Bit more independent than that, but sniffing up similar trees.
Seen it? Got to see any action in the belt?
Nothing I want to talk much about, but yeah.
Good. At least I won't have to pull your ass out of the fire. So, Hurst, where are you from?
New Austin.
Ooh, New Austin. Far belt.
You'd ever stop by there?
No, I don't like staying near feds.
Fair enough.
And no offense, New Austin is crawling with feds.
Just means the targets are so much closer.
That's a great attitude to have. Well, my name's Matt. They call me Runt. And he gestures down to himself because of my great stature.
I really feel like whoever assigned the birth assignments has got a little bit of a sense of humor, don't you think?
Oh, why?
The littlest belter and the biggest belter?
Well, you are one tall motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to chop
Oh,
your legs off and slap them on mine. And maybe he looks over like, you might fit in one of these things.
see, if you curl up in a nice little fetal position, it feels like you're back home.
It
And honestly,
does.
then you fit in there a little bit better.
It does beat the pods. I'll give the IVA that. It does beat the pods. The Jovags at least understand that you need to be able to like extend your feet.
You see Hordon shiver at the pods. I look around a little bit more. Is there any other decorations that would indicate that there's a third person in here, or is it just us two?
Just you two for right now. You know, if you were to keep looking around, you wouldn't see much in the way of like academic pursuits. There's not a lot of books. There's some stuff on the corkboard. It seems this guy is in the series column of the United Miners Combat Organization.
Okay. Hordon will head over to the corkboard and pull out a single photo of him and 6 others and post it onto the board. He looks very happy.
The old family?
Yeah.
I see.
Sorry, bit of a sore spot. So, which wing you with?
One Rafa.
I'm
you?
sorry. Rafa, yeah. Leave I'm in the second. Let me look. And I searched
Yeah,
through.
you are. We are all
Yeah.
in the second. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Sorry, I didn't do my homework before I came in here. I figured they would tell me what I need to know. And they have not told me much.
You think the
At least the room
Jovians?
assignment was wrong.
You know, if you think the Jovians, for all their love of bureaucracy, would tell us any idea what's going on, but no, that would be too easy.
You know, I was also expecting a little bit less of the prejudice. I think one of them said that I wasn't even a person.
Huh?
I don't know. I pretended I didn't hear him.
Who the hell said that? No, seriously, who the hell said that? I'm gonna kick their ass.
I'll be honest, if I see him again, I'll point him out, but I won't be able to tell you any names. I've been barely keeping up as we've been going on. I think you're the 4th person I've met today, and I'm already a little overwhelmed.
Damn, only 4th? Lucky me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cabero. I think we met him for a bit. He seems kind of nice.
You see Eastwood laugh bitterly. Yeah, nice.
So, you mind showing me where the chow hall is? Give me a nice tour of the area.
Sure thing. And, you know, at least compared to the corporate ships, these Jovac ships always got coffee. They don't ask you to pay anything either.
You see Hordon's mouth open up a little bit like he's a fish out of water. All right. Lead the way.
And the two of you go merrily to the mess hall. Jozsua, where did you say you wanted everyone to meet up again?
The mess of the mess for the flight personnel.
I see. Have you already gone there?
Yep, dropped off my stuff, saw that he wasn't there, and I went straight there.
When you get there, you do see a short guy next to Horton, who, if you were squint, you'd also see he has his pilot's wings. He must be one of the one Rafa guys.
All right, cool. I shoot them a friendly wave and take a seat.
Yo, you see the short one say. Captain. He squints at the rank.
He nods. Ibn Yusuf. Jozsua Ibn Yusuf. Call sign Timebomb.
Mount Ventura Eastwood. Runt at your service. That's named after, he points down to himself, my great stature.
Such is the cruel nature of the call sign system. It giveth and it taketh away.
At least I wasn't stupid enough to try to suggest my own.
Oh. He just sort of nods knowingly. I had some guys in flight school, classmates, wingmates, who tried to get their own call signs going. He just sort of shakes his head while making eye contact, like, you don't even want to know how bad that turned out.
Hey, Runt, funny enough, I think I got my call sign for my small stature as well.
He smiles at that.
Well, yours is ironic, that's, it's, better than, just, he just sort of gestures at Runt and just, says nothing.
You're an officer, right? Jozsua, what is your last name again?
Ibn Yusuf.
Yusuf. You're an officer, right?
Ibn Yusuf. Yes, I am.
He points over to Hurst. Little John over here. Heard, apparently, someone say belters aren't human. And, as a belter personally, I need to kick this guy's ass. But I figured I'd get in a little too much trouble for that. So could you do it for me?
He sort of, scrunches up his face, Comrade Sergeant, who said that?
Hordon cracks a big, wide, dumb smile on his face. Sir, I have no idea.
Oh, someone just passed you in the corridor?
Yeah, something like that.
He just sort of sighs, disappointed to himself. All right, I'll talk with the ship that pull about it. We'll I can't promise I can find out who it is, but we won't let this continue. If I may, what were their exact words?
Something along the lines of, but you aren't really a person or something like that. I don't know. I have a short memory.
Well, I wouldn't dwell on it. Any conduct like that's completely unwelcome in the IVA. And also, crazy unwise. This is a belter ship, which, kind of does narrow down the list of suspects pretty definitively. Like I said, I'll take it up with the ship that pull. That's just completely unacceptable behavior.
Gotcha. Thank you.
If it happens again with an officer nearby, make sure that person's name gets taken down.
Will do.
Well, on that happy note, were you able to move in all right? Any problems with the berthing or bedding or the watch bill, or everything working out okay?
So far, no issues. Say there's any issues, Runt?
I don't think there's any issues. I think the only issue that we have right now, Joshy boy, is we need some coffees in our hands. So if you'll excuse me.
He just sort of does this sort of mock 2-finger salute, and then goes back to shoveling out the paperwork. Carry on, comrades. Oh, and he turns around. Any y'all bumped into the dancing queen yet?
Nah.
You hear a slight ruffle of paper, Jozsua, as you see a brunette woman rush over to you. Oh, Captain.
Do I recognize her?
No, but you see rank warrant officer.
Comrade?
You see her, heave out a breath. Have you seen? Captain Markovic, Colonel Markovic.
I haven't found him anywhere. The skipper said he was here, but no one's actually seen him.
I've been trying to find Markovic all day.
Well, I'm one of the deputies. Anything you tell me, I can pass on to him.
Well, I'm his adjutant and wingmate, and I don't know where he is.
I'm gonna go find someone I'm gonna go find someone at the regiment to talk to. This is getting kind of weird. You haven't seen him all day?
No.
Sorry. Your name. Sorry. I'm Captain Ibn Yusuf.
Oh, Comrade Pilot, Isa, Ala, and Tolan.
Alathaline. Oh, well, pleased to meet you. I'm certain we're gonna be bumping into each other a lot. Well, it's weird that no one can find him. Where's the IVA ace of aces when you need him, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna wait for the lights to check in, and then go find someone at the regiment, because it's really weird that the comm squad is just gone.
Alrighty. Hey, Fuyuki.
Uh-huh.
When you and Zoifiya, I'm just gonna assume because your berths are quite literally right in front of each other, that when you're coming in to the pilot's mess, you see Jozsua walking straight out.
Fuyuki will look over to Zoifiya, just kind of like glance back at Jozsua leaving, shrug, and be like, I'm gonna go see what he's up to.
Yes, I'll follow you, Comrade Junior Lieutenant.
So, how's the roommate situation looking on your end?
She, bites her tongue. Great, I think we're getting along just fine.
Oh, good to hear.
And you?
Well, he sort of holds up his hand and starts raising a finger for each point he's making. He's like, well, Guy had a bunch of books, so that was a plus in me getting along with this fellow category. Book titles were all in English, so I couldn't really tell what they were, which was unfortunate. Guy wouldn't answer when I asked him what they were, so I guess I gotta learn English now so I can understand the intricacies of this man's mind through his choice in reading material. And he said I had a good attitude when I wanted to fight for my home, so I guess we're getting fine.
An educated man. Where's he from?
Sounded probably Martian to me,
Martian.
with the English and all.
I know a bit of French. If you ever need help, I could assist in some ways. They're very close languages, but obviously they're very different in their own respects.
Hey,
I'd like to learn. Yeah.
You roll me key in
Yeah.
academics.
In academics for that one? Okay. Give me a second. I need to remind myself what that is. Okay. Because would you believe it? I have patch stats saved in my mind. That is not.
I have Bonky's stats stuck in my brain, and let me tell you, Bonky has much higher stats than Jozsua.
Well, Bonky has also existed for like 3 campaigns, so
He sure has.
All right, I got 5 successes.
You got 5 successes. When Zoifiya said French and English are closely related languages, you're like, wait a minute, that's not true.
Yeah. Fuyuki kind of squints, but isn't gonna call her out on it. But he's just like, well, if you'd ever like to teach me French sometime, I do love languages,
It's just the Saturn languages are all sort of blended together occasionally. Martian. Let's find what the comrade captain is up to. He is not a man to skip on his duties.
Yeah. Still hasn't introduced us to Dancing Queen either, so
I'm sure Markovic
maybe
is a
he'll
busy
be
man.
wherever he's running off to.
Hmm?
I said maybe he'll be wherever he's running off to.
I'm sure he's signing autographs, considering his reputation. More important work than having officers, I say. Ugh.
Jozsua. Quix, that's you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not used to not answering to Bonky. Yes.
You notice as you're running the corners that a pair of your pilots are trailing you.
He sort of turns around with a confused expression in his face to see
Captain.
which two of my pilots is it. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Oh, comrades, good to see you. Is everything okay with the birthing bill? Zoifiya, I got you. Is the birth I gave you still empty?
Empty.
Oh, well, there's an odd number of us, and all of the cabins come in sets of 2, so someone has to bunk by themselves.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Lucky you, then.
Yes, lucky me.
Some people get freaked out when they're all by themselves. Yeah, actually, especially Jovians. Our colonies are big and cramped, and so, half of the people I went to Kamali with, they'd freak out if they had to sleep in a room by themselves. So,
There's pros and cons. On one hand, I like the silence to write. On the second hand, it means I'm alone with my brain. So, go figure, I guess.
yeah. I'm from a big old family, so I've, the number of times I've been truly alone outside of a walker frame, it's a short list. I say, any of you bumped into the Dancing Queen yet?
No, that's why we're following you.
He's kind of missing.
Missing?
Yeah.
Did you check the hangar?
Did you not see him earlier today?
I didn't see him. Did you see him?
Nope.
No, I checked in with the skipper, and then the skipper said he was on board, but no one's actually seen him.
How do you lose the most famous man aboard this ship?
That's what I'm saying! He sort of quickly regains his composure, and then just sort of breathes in very quickly and out very, very, very slowly. Anyways, I was going to go find someone from the regiment if they knew where he was. Probably the regiment intelligence operation. Probably the, regimental chief of the arms or something.
Is he not working on his frame? Isn't he a pilot jockey?
He's not in the hangar. He's not in the hangar. He's not in any of the messes.
Maybe he got off when we. Maybe he got off the ship when we boarded.
There'd be a record of that. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead to regiment.
Got records of everything.
What was that, Vincent?
I said they got records of everything.
What was that?
I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead to regiment and see if anyone there knows anything.
You want us to come along?
You're welcome to tag along. Please, comrades, come with. He sort of heads to the flag deck where the regimental staff. Well, I guess it's not the flag deck because he's a colonel, but head to where the regimental headquarters is.
Unofficial tour of the ship.
Unofficial tour of the ship.
And he will give Jozsua a thumbs up and kick off the wall to follow him.
Is a Bienio Rosso similar enough to other Jovag ships that Jozsua can tell his way around without asking anyone?
So, have you been on a heavy cruiser before, is the question.
Definitely.
thing is, like, it's basically a super improved version of a Kronstadt class. There, you don't
He's been
know,
around,
like, there
yeah.
are some things you won't be familiar with because it's slightly bigger, but like Jovian ships are all designed in a certain way. It's like you roughly know where you ought to be going, and plus the signs tell you where you need to be.
All right. He's gonna head to the regimental command post then. Something that he could find his way to in his sleep.
When you get there, the officer of the on watch, a Major Polsky, looks over and says, "Oh, Captain."
Comrade. We're looking for the Comrade Com Squad. No one seems to know where he is.
He gives you a funny, wait, what? He should still be
Markovic.
Comrade Colonel Markovic should still, and he looks over to a TV monitor and says, he's still in the simulator room.
Oh. We've been here for hours. Does he ever
We
leave?
got a simulator room in here? Sorry.
Yeah. Jozsua turns to Fuyuki and gives a brief nod, like, they're pretty nice too.
Fuyuki has plans for later now.
Crony
wait, are you
ships
new?
not have them?
Are you all new to the regiment in the brigade?
Yeah, I'm the I'm the 2 Rafa commander. These are some of my wingmen.
He offers his hand, Major Poloski.
Captain Ibn Yusuf.
I assume you all exchange names.
Lieutenant Zoifiya.
Junior Lieutenant Fuyuki Ryu.
Yeah, if he gives a smile, it'd be easier to just see. He walks over to the monitor.
I just sort of go over and peer over his shoulder.
You see Markovic's dancing in the simulator room, which is dark. He's not using the simulator.
Well, I guess no one, there's no rule on the books that says an ace of aces has to be a normal guy. Does he do this often?
Well, he was earlier, but he plays his cassette at while doing his reps with the Sims. Sometimes he gets a little too into it.
Well, interesting. Well, we'll probably just catch up with him when he's finished.
He could do this for hours. If you really need to go talk to him, you can just go to the simulator room. I think Isa must have just forgotten to check in on him after an hour.
Well, at least we know where he is. That's the urgent thing taken care of. Well, all we need to do is really just check in and let him know we're here. That's not really time sensitive. We got all the bills stationed already, and everything's moving in all right. Well, almost everything. Is the ship that pull nearby?
Lieutenant Rasovin is actually not on board at the moment. He's handling a paper acquisition on Colony still. He should be back later.
Jeez. A pilot is dual-hatted as the ship that pull? You guys are really short on staff.
He actually volunteered.
He just sort of his like eyebrows scrunch up, and it's like that's like his face broadcast without saying it. That's really weird.
Welcome to the IVA.
Take some getting used to.
Don't
You're
worry.
MMA? X?
No, actually.
No.
Martian.
You're probably good to meet. Oh, it's good to meet you. It's a day one. We're all meeting a lot of new people. I'll probably need to get reminded on everyone's names 500,000 times. But it's good to meet everyone. It's certainly different, but you probably knew that.
Of course. Welcome to the IVA, where the ranks are made up and the regs don't matter.
He gives a half smile at the old joke.
Well,
Oh,
you know how
well,
to
that's
get
all from us.
you know how to get to the sim room, right?
If it's the same place where it is on a Kronstadt.
Excellent. You know exactly where you need to go.
Well,
I will see
we'll
you
be on our
around,
way.
Captain, then.
Likewise.
I mean, Captain, I think I've seen more Martians in the past week than I've ever seen in my entire life.
A Belter ship almost entirely crewed with Martians. Such is the nature of the IVA. And also, same. There were a few Martian transplants who served with us in the academy, just sort of cross training, but like, never seen this many in one place. It's pretty neat. Benefits of internationalism. All of us from all over the solar system moving together the World Historical Mission together.
Of course. I'm just a bit worried.
Worried?
What are you worried about?
I mean, Mars is not a socialist planet. The context is different.
Jupiter wasn't a socialist planet until it was. There were socialists on Jupiter before there was socialism on Jupiter. There's a lot of socialists on Mars. There's a lot of people on Mars, Comrade Lieutenant.
Like,
Look, they're here
over
to
3
fight the
billion
same
people.
cause.
It is the most populated planet in the solar system.
And then I kind of like put my hand on Zoifiya's shoulder and I just kind of turned to her for a second. I'm like, hey, at the very least, after we win the war, we won't have to see any of them again.
Lieutenant Ryu.
I'm just saying that a Martian and a Jovian get along as well as coffee with cream. And I like my coffee black.
Yeah, well, so do I, but in order to have my coffee black, I just don't get the cream, if you get what I'm implying.
Comrades Lieutenant, he says to the both of you, we're all socialists here, right? We all are here for not the same reason, but with the same goal. And I know it's trite hearing it from me, the Academy guy who's never met a Martian before today, but we are ultimately here for the same reason, and we're all going to put our lives in each other's hands. A lot. You better not talk that way about Martians ever again while I'm present. Understood.
Don't have to worry about it for me. Like I said, we're all here for the same reasons. That's all I need to know.
Comrade Captain.
For the benefit of the audience in the recording, what is that reason?
The personal reason or the broader political reason that we're all here?
Yeah, their common cause.
Our common cause is our universal human obligation towards internationalism to aid the people of Jupiter against the federal threat.
You mean Saturn?
Aid the people of Saturn. I meant the people of Saturn. Against the federal threat.
I'll just chalk that
Fuyuki
up.
glaring at you for a minute.
Well, are they not fraternal peoples, Fuyuki?
Oh my god.
All peoples are fraternal peoples, Comrade Director.
Comrade Director!
Martian soldier has more in common with a Lunan worker than a Lunan worker has in common with a Lunan boss. The oppressors of the galaxy, the oppressors of humanity understand this principle, and if we're going to defeat them, we have to as well.
Well spoken, like a real Kamali kid.
Yeah, we have memorizing this shit at 15, so.
Oh, that late?
Well, Kamali is a prep school, actually. You don't join until you're 15. It's not a K-12 institution.
Fancy you. You had to get
Jozsua said to nobody.
Just muttering to himself. You all start to walk along to the sim rooms. And it's right in front of you. And you can just hear the cassette blaring.
unbearably loud disco music pouring through the cracks of the door, I knock an appropriate amount.
And you hear it suddenly turn down. Yes?
Comrade Markovic?
This is he.
This is Captain Ibn Yusuf. I'm the commander of Turaf. I just wanted to check in and say that all my pilots are aboard.
Oh, excellent. You see him, you see the door open, and there's Markovic still, like, out of his jacket. Pretty much just the t-shirt and his fatigue pants.
It's an honor to finally meet you, comrade.
Offers his hands. Daniel.
He takes his disgustingly sweaty hand and says, Jozsua.
And these are
Lieutenant Fuyuki Ryu and Lieutenant Scout Miliband.
Fuyuki kind of like looks around Jozsua and like waves.
Just add attention. Comment.
You know, if you stand that straight, Comrade Miliband, you'll end up becoming a plank of wood. Loosen up.
It's been heard that if you put pressure on wood, it breaks. I suppose you have right concern for flexibility.
You calling the colonel a dancing man, Comrade Miliband? Jozsua says with like a amicable smile.
Well, it beats the other title. I don't know why the hell. Oh, they started calling me a phantom. Like, what's that supposed to even mean?
It just sounds scary, I think. Jozsua says, trying not to be a little starstruck.
Well, oh, Comrade Captain, do I look like a scary man? You see him, like, sweaty.
But the thing is beneath the thick sheen of sweat, he does look just like aggressively unremarkable and ordinary. So it's like, I wouldn't say that at all, Comrade Colonel. Well, with two Rafa aboard, is that all the flight personnel?
That should be for the Benino Rosso. We still have. You see him stop for a second. There should be Renfrio with Iron Column, Dosta with Bomb Dance, and 5th through 8th Rafa. Martini, Axel, Olsen, Maurice, Lubin.
And I also have been told that Rasavine is off ship at present. I've also heard he's pulling double duty as the ship's depth pole.
Don't worry about him. Rasavin can handle it.
All right. Well, I'm sharing a cabin with him. So, you see, reputation precedes him already. I've only known he's existed for 6 hours.
You'll get along fine with him. He's a good officer.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Comrade Colonel, we'll leave you to it. Do you wouldn't happen to have any idea for when the Biennial also will be setting sail, do you?
That should be after the president's New Year's address.
Oh gosh, it's New Year's.
It is New Year's. Apparently the Cronian Red Army wants us to ship off so we can do the fireworks at the same time.
All right. Well, I don't see why not. Part of the fun of not being in the RMMA.
We've ordered fireworks on a military vessel.
Well, it's actually for the benefit of the colony. We're going to fire them as we leave. I know it's a little different than how we do things in the Jovian Union with the fireworks, but it's good for morale, and the Major General thought it was a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Will they be able to see it from the colony window?
Yes, actually, it's being recorded live. Well, will be. You know, I don't think I need to explain to you that the colony we're docked in is named after the president.
I think that's for here you broke up, Goman.
It is named after the colony we're in is named after the president.
That's, just, between us four, that always, it feels kind of weird naming a colony after a living person. But,
Well,
different strokes.
the Cronians are free, as he looks to Fuyuki to do things as they wish. Their authentic form of communism will be different than ours. Ours, Comrade Jozsua.
Of course, Comrade Colonel.
And I know it's very different in people's opinions on the president back in the Union, but here in Saturn, and President Urban is considered a hero.
Well, he's certainly had an illustrious career. It's just, it feels kind of, I don't really know the words I'm looking for. Oh, well, drop the thought. Well, I think every one of our detachment has embarked, except for Asavine. We'll go check in, make sure everything's being taken care of, and make sure all the mechanics are getting moved in and all the staff. And I think that's everything. Colonel, with your permission?
Of course. I should, also, Captain, if you, I probably should get out of here anyways. I've been here the last 2 hours. If you do want to use the Sims, he looks over to the 8 or so seats. It's to, get everyone acquainted. Please feel free to do so.
We'll definitely be doing that. I want to see where everyone else is at.
Absolutely. I've just been itching to get into a cockpit again.
You
saw
sure you
your
don't want to see the skill of your own pilots, Comrade Colonel?
He raises his hand. Isa's been my wing woman for 2 years now. I know what she's capable of.
All good. And also, we did see your Zhivkov coming in, and I gotta say, Colonel, I'm pretty jealous.
Oh, the shake-up, we couldn't... Well, I couldn't, but really, I don't think we'll need the Dans. Beverages should be fine.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for the Dans. I learned how to fly in a Dan.
The
Me too.
Beffers,
Yeah,
If there's a cutout problem, one moment. Testing.
our moment of anarchism has ended. You're my
Comrade Director returns. Comrade Director on deck.
oh my god, keep
coming
calm,
back
keep
in.
calm.
Yeah, you sound decent now. We'll hope it sticks.
What was the last thing we were talking about again?
Expressing jealousy about Markovic's Zhivkov and just sort of nostalgia about the Don.
Oh, Markovic said in response, I also learned how to fly on a Dawn. Great walker frame. Zhivkov's
Probably put
not...
them in museums pretty soon.
I doubt that. They'll put the Beffers in the museums sooner or later.
Please give credit to the old machine. It saved the Novi nuts.
They'll be using Don. Yeah, that's the thing about Dons is they're just too useful to ever fully retire. They'll be using them as trainers and lifters and recovery vehicles, probably till we're all dead.
He looks over to Fuyuki. Comrade Lieutenant, do you think the last Dawn pilot has been born yet?
What do you mean? Do I think they're gonna phase the frame out of development all entirely. I think there'll always be a use for older hardware. I mean, ultimately, while I prefer having an up-to-date walker frame, I think it's the quality of the pilot that determines what you can do in one of them rather than just the machine alone. If you let that thing carry you, then, well, you're not really a skilled pilot.
Well, you'll find out here, Fuyuki, that there's a certain gap that skill can't fully bridge if you don't have a good enough machine. So my question really was, you think in 70 years they're still going to be using the thing?
Fuyuki just kind of shrugs and he's like, I don't know. I can't see the future. I can see arguments for one way or the other. People get attached to things. Things become icons of entire ideologies or movements or past wars.
Certainly helps. They made damn near 10 million of them.
That is also a point in its favor. The damn things probably aren't going to go away anytime soon
You mean the
in
damn
terms of
things?
them being around. Yeah, the damn things.
You know, it's actually on Ganymede. They have they're like not really dome cities, but entire domes that are just filled with mothballed old bombs to use in case of emergencies.
I don't even want to know what the Beffers or mothballs look like these days.
Growing every day, from what Dad tells me.
Dad? He's
My father, Colonel Ibn Yusuf. He is deputy brigade commander. Back in he's a brigade commander in the ranks.
Oh, what corps? Stavka? First, second, third?
He blushes a little, Stavka.
Ah. Zoifiya?
Hmm?
I'd like you to roll me keen politics.
Two successes.
Two successes. Even you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Even you know that is a painfully middling rank.
But it is in Stavka. So you have also learned Yozsua's deepest secret, that he is a Nepo baby.
Noted.
I never knew you tasted silver, Captain. Comrade Captain.
Well, if there's any big lesson of the IVA, one you gotta learn really quickly, it's, no one can be blamed for the incidents of their birth, one way or the other. He just looks kind of embarrassed.
That kind of
Captain.
strikes a...
Hmm?
I was just gonna say that strikes a visible chord in Zoifiya, and she immediately shuts up.
It doesn't matter how you got here. All that matters is that you're here. That's my thought on it, at least.
Yeah. That's a good thought.
You've met everyone, yes?
Everyone but Rasavine, really.
Oh,
A few of the other one Rafa and a few of the other one Rafa pilots. We bumped into Isa. She was looking for you.
he smiles. I'll feel free to send her my way if she's still looking.
We'll do, Colonel. We'll do, Comrade Colonel.
Oh, also, could you pass a message on to Dame for me?
Onto who? Sorry, you broke up.
On to Dame for me?
Dame?
Oh,
Says Jozsua.
you haven't met everyone. Oh, Major Deborah. Deborah Mies Eleanor's Dame.
What's her billet?
She's the Dep Shipcom.
Ah, yeah, we have bumped into her, actually. Sorry, a billion new names all at once. What should I pass on, Armor Colonel?
I would like everyone to be ready by 2100 hours in dress uniforms.
Jozsua checks his watch.
It is currently like 12.
2100. Okay.
Rasivin mentioned that he would like us to take pictures on our way out, and so we can send them back to the colony.
Why not? All right. 2100 dress uniforms. Comrade Colonel, how did dress uniforms work in the IVA exactly?
Well, most uniforms are JAF standard. Thankfully for you, this is an immersion unit, so we are not wearing any Timo Shanters.
I'm Jovian, born and bred. Wearing a hat will never feel normal.
Small mercies.
Indeed, Comrade Colonel. Well, we'll see you at 2100 in 9 hours.
I'll see you there.
I go look for the dame.
And you pass along the message.